Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good today. Once again, my name is Eldon, and I'm here to try and make videos to share with you some of the lessons that I've learned or experiences that I've come across so that you can hopefully make better mistakes than I've made. Today, I thought I'd make kind of a quick video, and I'm making this one for people that are possibly considering doing ketamine therapy through an online resource such as BetterYou, which is the company that I used. And I just wanted to give a very honest review of why I did ketamine therapy, what my results were, kind of give you a little idea of what the process is, both for, when you start it up, and then of course what the actual therapy looks like. Obviously, I'm fairly new to YouTube, so this is not a sponsored video. I don't have any even affiliate link, although coincidentally, I literally, just as I was getting ready to make this video, I got an email from them offering a ability to get credits if I refer people. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do that, but at the very least, I'll have a link to BetterYou. That's a non-affiliate link in the description. And if at some point in the future I decide to add a referral link, I will make that a separate link so that you know that this is still an honest assessment, and you can choose to either give that link or use the non-affiliate link. To maybe give you a little idea of what the results were, let me give you a little background on myself without getting in too deep. At an early age, I don't know, probably around 7, 8, that's when I remember getting my first suicidal thoughts. Never anything that was super serious. It was never, very rarely led to like actual ideation or planning. But, it was this constant in my life from an early age all the way up until basically last year. Just this constant flood of thoughts that would come through whenever there was like something went wrong, whenever there was extra stress in my life, there would just be this thought that would say, maybe the world would be better without you. Through the years, I tried a few different medications prescribed by doctors, and I never really enjoyed any of them because most of them would take away the lows, but they would also take away those highs as well. About a year ago, actually literally about a year ago, I was exploring a lot more spirituality things and began to get a little interested in these types of medications due to hearing many other friends talking about their very positive experiences using things such as psilocybin or MDMA. And I'd also come across a lot of articles that talked about how these types of drugs were very helpful for people who suffered from PTSD and depression. And I think there was also the comedian Neil Brennan, who talked very openly about his own struggles with depression and how different medications such as these hallucinogenics had really helped him. So I reached out to BetterYou after doing a little bit of research and decided to go ahead and give it a try. Now, not to bury the lead, once I started the actual therapy, it really wasn't as much of a hallucinogenic trip as I might have expected. A few of the times that I did it, it felt much more like a very peaceful meditation rather than experiencing a trip. Now, I'm not going to say there weren't times that I definitely felt some things and saw some things at other times, but I want to set the expectations that at least for me, I didn't always experience the trip. But the thing that was really surprising to me was that after about 2 months in, I noticed one day, it just dawned on me that it had been quite a while since I had had a suicidal thought. And, that was like something that had been almost every day before. I remember, that common joke of you go to the doctor and they ask you, do you have any suicidal thoughts? And the answer is always, well, no more than usual. Well, now I can actually say I don't have any. It's been a year. I don't do it very often, the ketamine therapy anymore, maybe once every 2 or 3 months. But a year later, and I still don't have any suicidal thoughts. So that's a huge win in my book. Now, the process for getting set up with BetterYou was actually fairly easy. I'm not going to go into the actual intake process because I don't think that's really what you're here for, and that could change pretty dramatically over time. But at least for me, once I got approved, they did send me a nice little care package, which included, of course, the medicine, as well as some anti-nausea medicine. It came with an eye mask that you're supposed to wear when you're doing the ketamine therapy. Came with a blood pressure monitor that you need to use before anytime you take the therapy, because it's possible that ketamine could raised your blood pressure, so it needs to be below a certain level. And then there were just a few random nice little trinkets, I think some notepads and things like that. In addition to that, they gave you an online portal, which gives a wealth of online videos to help walk you through the process, to answer a lot of your questions. I believe that I had a few sessions with a couple different counselors to also ask questions. So it was a pretty good follow-up, I felt, with how much hand-holding they did to me with both the videos as well as the live calls. And then they provide you both with a set of Spotify playlists, which have lots of different types of music that were supposed to help induce or help along with your therapy. And in the portal itself, they have a number of multiple guided sessions with exercises that you do both before and after the session. So it's pretty, overall, I'd say it's really good setup for what's worth. It's definitely better than I would have expected. Now, the actual process of taking the ketamine therapy, you stop eating or drinking several hours before you plan to take the medicine. This is important because apparently it's very dangerous to get up to use the bathroom, because once you are under the influence of this drug, your balance is very weak, your vision can be impaired, and they actually recommend that you have someone there with you to help you if there is a need for you to get up. Before you take the medication, you're supposed to take your blood pressure to make sure that it's, below a certain level. If you're doing one of the guided meditations, you'll set your intentions and have gone through some journaling exercises to sort of get yourself into the right mind space before you start the therapy. And then I put on my noise canceling headphones, start up the Spotify playlist, put on the eye mask, and then you get the medicine. There are these sublingual troches that come in a tray like this. You'll put however many you're going to take underneath of your tongue, and you'll just let it mix with your saliva. After a few minutes, you'll feel very much like you are chipmunking, that you have just a mouthful of liquid, and you just sit there and you just tolerate it. And then after around 15 to 20 minutes, you can make your choice to either spit it out into a small cup, or if you want to prolong the effects of the ketamine, not necessarily effects of the trip, but the ongoing effects, you can choose to swallow it. I think that in my experience, you do get a little bit deeper into the trip experience when you do swallow it, but you're also paying for it later the rest of the night. Those core effects of the ketamine itself probably last somewhere between an hour to an hour and a half, but you will still feel kind of sedated for many hours afterwards. Often when I come out of the session, I have a lot of trouble reading things on my phone, like my eyes are a little blurry. Walking feels a little dangerous, especially up and down stairs. So yeah, you really want to make sure that you plan this out for a night that you don't have to go anywhere. You definitely shouldn't be driving. And then, of course, you're not allowed to take these medications very often. I think they're supposed to be about 3 to 4 days between sessions at a bare minimum. Obviously, I was doing about one a week when I was going through my initial, and ever since then, I've been just slowly increasing the amount of times to now it's around 2 to 3 once every 2 to 3 months. But of course, also your tolerance builds up for the medication. For me, it built up fairly quickly, so I did find that as I ordered a few refills, that each time I needed to have the refill increase. Now I'm taking the maximum dosage for it whenever I do take it. Again, the results have been good for me. I've been very happy with it. If you're interested in it, I am not a medical doctor. I am not licensed to give you any kind of medical advice, so just understand that this is just my honest review about what my experiences were. You may have completely different experiences with it. Just take my advice as some random dude on the internet that just said that he had a good experience with it. With that, I don't know if I covered everything, but I think I did. If you have any other questions, things I didn't go into that you're curious about, feel free to post them into the comments and I will do my best to respond. Other than that, have a great day.